Hi, welcome to the Untitled Astrology New Moon Forecast for March 2020 going into April. The moon is getting darker, waning into a sliver, and on March 24th at 2:28 a.m. Pacific time, the moon will begin to wax again. So how are you? I hope you're feeling well and you are safe wherever you are. This is the dark moon. As I'm recording this, we're in the darkest phase of the moon. So whenever there's a dark moon, we feel often more sensitive, anxious, fearful than normal. The moon is more fragile. And also because we are in this Kala Sarpa Yoga formation that forms around the dark moon, especially. I've been talking about this for several weeks now. So everything is pretty intense out there. And my heart goes out to those who are feeling a lot of fear and anxiety right now. Things are moving forward. We've got some work to do ahead of us. But the good news is that a new moon starts a new cycle. Always. And this particular new moon is falling very close to the equinox. As you know, the equinox was a few days ago, I think 4 days ago. And so every time we have a new moon near the spring equinox, it marks a whole new cycle of the zodiac coming forth. The zodiac resets. Basically, we come to the end of Pisces and we move into Aries. And this new moon in the Vedic system is in Pisces. So it's the very last of the new moons, right? And it starts the new cycle. So this is what we chart in Vedic astrology as the new year. It sets the tone for the year to come. So there's a whole reset button happening here, isn't there? Something really new awakening, something coming forth. But this time is a time of surrender and loss. The new moon is in the area of the sky called Uttara Bhadrapada. Uttara Bhadrapada. This is the lunar mansion or the nakshatra of this new moon. Uttara Bhadrapada is, as I said, in the stars of Pisces, the constellation of Pisces, and it's the area called the funeral pyre or the funeral cot. So it has to do with death and transformation, particularly loss that brings forth new life, of course, because Pisces is the waters of rebirth, right? And Uttara Bhadrapada is associated with Ahir Bunya, this Sarpa, this Naga of the waters, spiritual waters, and it's said to have the Shakti to bring the rain, to bring the waters down from heaven. So there's a lot of power in this new moon around surrender, around loss, and something opening, something new. Each Vedic year has a name associated with it. There's 60. They come in 60-year cycles. And 2019 until now, the first part of 2020 is included, was the year called Vikari, which is translated as disease, actually, illness. So, yes, we are moving out of Vikari and into the year of Shavari, which Shavari has to do with, or is translated sometimes as twilight or night. So it seems to me we're moving into a better space, but twilight does indicate a time sort of transition and transformation as well. And also, twilight is this place in between worlds that offers a lot of spiritual insight. It's a powerful time to do meditation, ritual. It's a sort of unusual time. I play sitar, as you know, and I studied raga for many years. And twilight is the time of day that the kind of ragas that we play are very unique. They're very different. They're deep, introverted, and unusual. So there is something unusual coming forth. We are in between places, and in that space there's so much potential right now. So take heart. If you're fearful, that we are moving forward into something new and much better. So Jupiter, as I was saying in my last forecast, is changing signs, and I think this is going to be in the long run a really good thing. Jupiter is moving into his debilitation, but he also is joining Saturn in Capricorn, that planet that's heavy and slow, creating a lot of very solid, grounded energy right now. So when Jupiter comes into Capricorn, I think there is a sort of time of recuperation coming. Although there is Mars there still, and actually Mars and Saturn will be in Graha Yuddha, a very tight conjunction from March 30th until April 1st. So really soon coming up here. And so that is a time that's can be pretty intense, I think. Those days when and that's about when also, Jupiter is changing signs. He's going to cross Pluto as he comes into Capricorn. So March 30th till April 1st, and this time seems to be quite a gateway astrologically. It's a very powerful time to be alive. There's a lot of transformation around us. If you would like to know more about how Jupiter is affecting you on a personal level, this transit, and also the great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn that will be coming up later this year, I'm offering a little webinar class about Jupiter and what it means in Vedic astrology, especially his placement in Capricorn with Saturn, and how it affects each of the 12 Vedic signs. So I'll be doing 12 sign horoscopes in the class as well. So if you'd like to know more about this and know your horoscope according to Vedic astrology, take my class. I'm making it really affordable for people. You can sign up below in the YouTube description window or at anandastrology.com. The wonderful thing about this time too is, of course, a lot of us are having to stay home and come back to relationships and realities and places in our hearts that we may have been neglecting or even forgotten. And this new moon kicks off a very powerful Hindu holiday called Navaratri, the 9 nights of the goddess. So in the 9 nights that follow, as the moon starts to wax again and the energy returns, we will see an expansion of the power of the goddess. Now the goddess is Durga, Kali, Lakshmi, Parvati. She comes in many forms. In fact, each of the days of Navaratri is dedicated to one of her forms. So if you'd like to find out more about that, I'll also leave a link to an article I wrote several years ago about that. Also, if you'd like to know more about Navaratri, you could come and participate in my free webcast. We are going to do, me and some friends, just a little webcast sharing some things about Navaratri and some mantras for the Devi, and just to be together at this time. That is going to happen as a Zoom webinar. I will also leave a link below, and you can also sign up for that on my website. It will also be possibly Facebook streamed if I can figure out how to do that too. So anyway, keep an eye out for it. It will be on right at the new moon, right as Navaratri begins at 6:00 p.m. Pacific time. Okay. So, what's wonderful about Navaratri, I love so much, is it's in honor really of Durga as her form of the Mahishasura Mardini, the one who destroys the demons, right? And there was a great demon called Mahishasura that no one could stop. He seemed to be just taking over, this Asura. And even the greatest gods couldn't seem to slow him down. But it was the Devi, Durga, when she awoke, that was able to overcome its power. So, thinking about the state of the world, a spirit of chaos and loss for a lot of people. And so as we herald this new waxing moon of the goddess, it's such a powerful practice, since we have this inner time as well, for many of us, to make a little space for calling in her energy and connecting. Okay, so let's just see what the tarot cards have to say about this dark new moon, Vedic New Year, in Uttara Bhadrapada. So the first card that came through, the Princess of Swords. Yeah, this is the mind, isn't it? Stress. Not healthy state. Stress, anxiety, uncertainty about the future, not knowing what's out there. So this theme is continuing, of course, of fear. But, it's not, I guess what the cards are saying is it's not about burying your fear. No. It's about learning how to integrate it and learn from it, too. And the Six of Cups. This card has to do with, as I was just saying, about this sort of a connecting to old places, old, like family members, old friends, something nostalgic, something ancient, something like our origins, right? Finding new ways to do that. Because in the fear, we can feel social isolation, that's what we're doing, distancing. It's very stressful. But there's a lot of healing possibility on a local level in your life. So who can you reach out to? Or maybe it's somebody you're living with. Or maybe it's a part of you that you haven't been paying attention to. And the Ace of Swords. New beginning for sure. Still so much anxiety though. This is another sword. We're going to figure this out. Things are just beginning again with this new year, this new moon. Yeah, of remembering who we are. A new idea can come out of the chaos. Come back to what you know is true and familiar in your heart. Take refuge there. It's useless to fight a storm. Return to the space within the heart. Connect to those you love around you. Remember the kindness that others have shown you. And be open to something absolutely new. We're just in between. in the twilight, at the dawn of a new era. Okay, so stay healthy, stay safe out there, and take this as an opportunity. Try to anyway. See the light, calm the mind. You don't have to know the answers right now. Come back to yourself. And remember, I do offer readings. If you'd like a one-on-one reading with me, you can check it out below. Also, don't forget, if you would like to join the webcast coming up just really soon here on the 24th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be really fun. I've got my friend Prema Love singing some mantras. Pranada is going to offer some Ayurvedic information, and I think a breathing exercise for stress. And I'm going to be offering a little bit of a slideshow, I think. I'm going to put together something just to talk about the goddess a little more, give us a little bit of a kickstart for these 9 really prayerful days ahead. Don't forget to like this channel, subscribe to my newsletter, or I'm also on Facebook and Instagram, so check me out there. I write a blog, and I will see you soon on the next full moon.